Ahem, 20 dwarves, 20 dwarves. In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. 20 dwarves, 20 dwarves. Are we hot? Good morning, everybody. What did I do with my coffee? Hang on. Oh, it's way over there. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hey, good morning. Whoa. Hey now. Sup. Still not quite right. I should be about here, I think. Get too close. Anyways, good morning. My name is Wayne McDonald. I'm a currency trader. Thank you for being here. I have a few years under my belt, a couple decades almost, so I'm here to share those experiences, good, bad, ugly. The overriding goal of helping you learn how to put together trade plans for tomorrow, really. Tomorrow, the rest of this week, the rest of this month, next year, in fact. Already starting to get all excited about the first quarter of 2021. It all goes down into the trade plans. So I will teach technical analysis, fundamental analysis. We can talk about trader psychology, but here's the thing. You're really the boss. Okay? You're really the boss. I'm just, I'm here to cover the things that you want me to cover. Otherwise, what's the point, right? So feel free to ask questions, get involved. Okie dokie. Ask questions, get involved. Let me know how I can help, and I'll do my best. I mean, there it is. I think that pretty much sums it. Let me know how I can help, and I will do my best to do so. So again, the raison d'etre of all these webinars that you attend, maybe they're fun, maybe they're entertaining, all that kind of stuff. But the bottom line is, I'm trying to teach you how to be an independently thinking trader that doesn't rely on it's a one-trick pony. I'd like you ultimately to learn how to scalp, spot, position trade, swing trade, day trade, market open, intermarket trading, fundamental trading. Like, think about that just on the fundamental side. George Soros is the biggest trader we've ever heard of in the Forex industry. He trades big enough to break the Bank of England. He doesn't even look at a chart. So that must be somewhat valid too, right? Okay. Oh, well, Degree, you're probably then, if you're emailing me, but you're not emailing me about the swing trading group, then you need to email Ryan. Why are central banks buying bonds, and how does it affect the market? I think I answered that yesterday. Try Ryan at fxbootcamp.com. But that should do it. Yeah, I think, did we cover that yesterday? Anyways, yeah, I think we did, right? Anyways, let me thank Traders Way for being the sponsor of our community. Traders Way is a broker. You're a trader. Why don't you give them a shot? You're going to need a broker. Why not one that is supporting your education? Try tradersway.com. You visit tradersway.com, open up a demo account. It's on the bottom right-hand corner. Open up a demo account. It takes just seconds. Download MT4. Fire off some test trades. You'll see the execution speed is fast. The spreads are narrow. And the swaps are big, all of which is good. World-class customer service, all that kind of stuff. Everything that you need. It's sort of like a success partner. Because really, they're the execution partner to your successful Forex trading business. Yeah, guys, if I got it wrong, didn't we cover that yesterday? Or the day before, we talked about why bond. Maybe, you know what? if it wasn't yesterday, maybe it was Sunday at FX Bootcamp. So maybe try that. With what was it? HTTP. Okay. Something like that. Yeah. So that knowledge is out there. I've just answered that direct question on like so many times in the last couple of days. I can't do it again. But it's there. Look, it's there, right? I'm not saying no. I'm saying yes. I'm just not. Again, it's a great question, by the way. That question, what was the question? Why are central banks buying bonds, and how does that affect the market? Awesome question. That's exactly what Forex is all about. So you need, just go back. I thought we literally covered it yesterday, so check it out from yesterday. I want to go here. Okay. So what were you supposed to do yesterday? Huh? Good evening, Aisha. Come on, guys. Read the RBA statement. Did anyone actually do it? Come on. Be honest with yourself. Okay? Yeah. Well, guys, if you didn't, first of all, look how brave Maida is to say she didn't. So thank you for that. And thank you for those that actually did. And then for everybody else, you wimped out. It's just, right? Yeah. Thank you, Maida. I mean, come on. You're not doing the basic work. Make sure you are treating this seriously. This is your job. Okay? This is your job. This is very basic stuff. All right. So here it is. I'll show you how difficult it is to find it. Here's the home page. Latest news. Statement by Philip Lowe, Governor, Monetary Policy Decision. There it is. Very difficult stuff. Okay? If you're not doing this, and yes, this is a bitch slap, by the way. Look how short it is. Look how easy it is to find. There is no sort of brick wall between you and the information that professionals have. You're choosing not to do the work. And so far, it's about 12 seconds worth of work. For sure, Maida. For sure, Maida. All right. Okay, but that's it. So what are we looking for when we read a statement? Yeah, Mahir just did 1 minute worth of work and caught up and is now ahead. So we're not interested in the decision. Okay? Maintain current policy. We're trying to discern the next two meetings, actually. So they kept interest rates the same. Are they going to adjust them next meeting or the meeting after? That's what we need to do. The global economy is gradually recovering. It's dependent on the containment of the virus. The recovery is most advanced in China, where conditions have improved substantially over recent months. Why is that important? Well, Maida, this isn't China saying this. This is Australia. China is their, I mean, we say trading partner, but Australia sells a bunch of stuff to China. China is a huge buyer of Australian natural resources. Their largest client. Okay? So there you go. That's good for Australia, isn't it? Financial conditions remain accommodative and supportive. Financial market volatility is low, and prices of assets have risen substantially. So they sell stuff, and the stuff they're selling is prices have gone up, which benefits Australia. The Australian dollar remains just a little below its peak. The bank's policy package is working as expected. There's a very high level of liquidity. Borrowing costs are at record lows. Government bond markets are functioning well. In September, the bank bought another $2 billion in government securities, aka quantitative easing. They purchased $63 billion. Markets price in the probability of further monetary policy easing. The board is committed to do what it can to support jobs, income, I like that, income and businesses in Australia. Its actions, including last month's decision to expand the term funding facility, are keeping funding costs low and assisting in the supply of credit. The board views addressing the high rate of unemployment as an important national priority. It will maintain highly accommodative policy settings as long as it is required, and will not increase the cash rate target until progress is being made towards full employment, and it is confident that inflation will be sustainably within the 2 to 3% target band. Okay. Does it sound like they're going to cut interest rates? No, not yet. And they're certainly not going to raise for some time. But would you say that if this was a report card of their outlook for the economy? Midterm grades. Do they sound like things are likely to get worse, or are things improving? Yeah. To me, it sounds like it's improving. Yeah. Okay. So I did that incredibly slow, but now I have knowledge based on my interpretation of the facts. And I don't think that was too much work. Okay. So tomorrow we got the FOMC. Okay. And you should pay attention to that. Okay. The FOMC meeting minutes are tomorrow. What's up, Barry? Okay. You need to do it. You need to do the work. One thing you could do is read yesterday or last FOMC meeting minutes in preparation for the new ones, and then read the new ones. Okay. Okay. So anyways, here we are, Kiwi. I'm a little miffed. Sorry for the harsh language. I'm a little miffed that I missed this one. Okay, so right now we should be just scalping our way up. Okay. So one of the things you could do is say when you're in this mode, you expect ups and you expect pullbacks. Okay, and we call this price action, and you zip in. And this is how you handle it. Okay. You see the importance of Fibonacci here? There's also an importance of bringing these real bodies around. Okay. Goes up. Bring these real bodies around. Okay. So we go from support being support to resistance being support, and you rinse and repeat this. Okay. We call this price action. Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 and at some point, down, down, buy. Up, 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 up. So we need to think, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles from now. It could be a half an hour that you'd have to wait for a breakout pullback. Fareed says, what do I think about Trump taking off his mask in the White House? He can do whatever he wants. Okay. So a little bummed on this. La 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 la. Okay. A lot of action here recently. Lot of action here recently. But we're not moving out. I think this is what's in here. we're not moving well. We're not moving anywhere, it seems. So we just got to be patient that there's liftoff. So one of the things we did in my swing trading group that meets on Thursdays, one of the things we did last Thursday, first of all, we talked about using slaughterhouses and assembly lines as a role model to our currency trading. Right, and that's what I do for fun, by the way. And then what? We focused on actually Swissy because I figure everyone's already done their work on dollar and yen. So we focused on Swissy. And this was a plausible step up. Yeah, we'll do that, Grumpy Cat. Oh, you don't like Pissy? Hans, I walked away from that pair a few weeks ago. Yeah, Swiss franc, I have to admit, hasn't been exactly what I hoped for, but yeah. Fareed, I'll also do that. Thank you. Yeah, actually, let me go back to Kishor's question. Right, Kishore. I don't know why I keep saying Kishore. Kishore, let's do that. Let's look at the Aussie versus the dollar. Okay, that's what they're talking about. Okay, it's up like 2,500 pips since March. Okay, so they're saying, hey, Australian dollar, it ain't cheap. Okay, but I guess it depends on how you look at it. Okay, but let's go back now. If you are measuring it from okay, right, from here, if you're measuring it from here, meaning the beginning of the year, it ain't cheap. Okay. Okay. All right, so you guys want to do some exotics next? You're no stranger to ZAR. You know the rules, and so do I. So where's our ZAR? Okay. Cool. Okay. So you can measure it this way if you want. Or you can leave it. See, if you leave it, what it's telling you is it's breached 2 standard deviations and you could be vulnerable to a turn this way. Okay? And remember, you don't, statistics are dangerous, or statistics is dangerous. The statistics is dangerous is the analysis of a data set, not the statistics themselves, right? So, because if you are still a bear, you're just going to say, well, that's the data set, and you change the data to get the output you want. Okay? But if you don't believe that, then you measure it this way, and then you measure it that way. And either way, you get what you want, right? So that's just part of the biz. Part of the biz. One thing that you could try to do is you could have a standard number of data points that you measure and use that in of itself. And on this time frame, okay, there's some bullish, right? So it comes down, if you want to be a bear, right? If you want to be a bear, you can try selling this way, but ideally it's that way. Okay? You see what I mean? There's more to this than selling high. You can't always just sell high. Ideally, you're selling high with a trend behind you, right? So you could look at it this way, where you're floating, and so what are these dailies? Dailies, yeah. So your plan tomorrow is to sell 1650. Okay, and it'll look just like that. You got it? Oh, these are my price action pivot points. So these pivot points are measuring market, overbought and oversold conditions for the market. And these pivots are doing the same thing, but for price, not for market. Yeah, Golden Tiger, apparently there was an issue, so I had the programmers work on it, and they're like, we think it's fixed now. So go ahead and join. So you go to fxbootcamp.com, you sign up for the video training courses, and then it says, hey, do you want to join the live group? And that's what you do. The 3 lines in the blue. Oh, yeah, well, that's just, regression channels. Yeah, easy. Okay. The one thing I like about this type of analysis is some people they can't see trends. I don't know what it is. People, right? People is different. People is different. Some people can do it, some people can't. Fine, great. This tool, I'm not moving up and down. I'm moving my mouse simply left and right. If you look at my mouse, I'm only doing left and right. So what I'm saying is how much I'm looking really at the time. What candles over time am I measuring, right? Which is essentially the data set. How many candles are we measuring? And based on that, what's the rise over the run and standard deviation above and below the mean? Yeah. So it takes sort of the opinion out. So you could say for the month of September. Oh, we'd have to go way back for that. Okay, since September, and September 1st is right here, what's the trend? That's that. You could say, now, right, over the last 30 days, which would be the 6th, over the last 30 days, from September 6th to October 6th, the trend actually isn't down, is it? Since August, Okay, and then you see how you can change since May. Okay, so now think of it this way. Once you've made a decision, okay, and by the way, the most important thing you can do as a currency trader is make a decision. Oh, that's good to hear, Barry. Congratulations. Okay. So if the most important thing that you do is make a decision, let's say you look at this and say, well, since May 6th, I feel like this is down. Then from here on out, you only look to sell. Can you imagine living in a world like that? So, here's how you make money. You ready for this? When you see these candles doing stuff like this, you don't trade. Once they start doing this, you sell high. By selling high, imagine this is your entry, imagine this is your entry, imagine this is your entry. That's it. That's more than you would learn in a $1,000 weekend seminar at some cheesy hotel somewhere. I just unlocked your destiny. And one reason why, because I think that's fairly easy. You can do this. I believe you can do this. But then there's little things like, I also believe you can go to the RBA website and read the report. It's not difficult. It doesn't even take a lot of time. It's not complicated. It's not above your pay grade. It's very, very easy, very, very simple, and it doesn't take much time at all. In fact, it could take less than 2 minutes of your day. But if you don't do it, you can't do anything. Now, I know that's harsh, but I'll tell my kids that. What did I tell them the other day? Can't remember what it was. It was something stupid, of course, like whipped cream is a gateway drug. So I'm like, it starts with whipped cream and ends up with heroin. They're like, are you joking? Nope, I'm not joking. It's a gateway drug. So a little bit of exaggeration, but you have to ask yourself, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm knocking you down, and I kind of am, but I don't mean it that way. I kind of want you to knock yourself down in a positive way. I want you to be upset or disappointed. Not that you can't do it, but that you're not doing it. Right? There is a difference. I want you to say, son of a gun, if I had only done this and nothing else for the last 6 months, I'm probably going to be profitable. But if you haven't been profitable, then you're like, well, why? And, it might be little things like, okay, so you're focusing on South Africa, and you're only trading this down, and you're only looking for market conditions that are favorable, and you can see there's entire months of lots of trading, and then entire months of not trading. That's a difficult thing to do, and you got to get really good at looking at changes in direction. And are you paying attention to the central bank there? Are you import export data? Are you paying attention to that? Right? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? And I know you can do it. And I believe you believe you can do it, or you're fairly close to believing you can do it. Once you realize what's holding you back is you're just not doing it. And if that upsets you, then turn that into a positive action, is all I'm saying. Okay, I want you to be upset and say, okay, I need to handle this differently. I'd like you to create a business plan. I'd like you to say, for example, you are in the business of trading South African Rand. And you are going to be the expert. You're going to be the guy that writes books on the South African Rand. You're going to be the guy or gal on CNBC and Bloomberg where they bring you in to talk about South Africa. You know their imports, their exports, you know the politics, right? You know who's running the central bank, what their policy is, what their next couple of meetings are likely to be. You've got leading indicators and all that kind of stuff. And ultimately, all you're doing is catching a carry. So you know every single day and every single week and every single month, the only thing you want to do is sell USD Rand. And in fact, you could have two accounts open at tradersway.com. One, you're long-term short USD Rand. So you're carry trading this. And then the other account, you're short-term long, which you're day trading when there's threats to your carry trades. Okay? So in the scenarios that we were looking at before, when it is going up hardcore, you're day trading this up, but you're swing and position trading this down to catch the carry. Now you have an entire business. You're not a businessman. You're a businessman. What do you think? Golden Tiger says, I do not see any link to join the Swing Trading Club. You have to sign up for the courses. You have to sign up for the video training courses. So you're join FX Bootcamp, and then it gives you an opportunity to join the live group. You can't just join the live group and say, teach me everything you know, Wayne, for $99. Okay? You're like, no, you watch the videos too, and I'll work with you. And by the way, my group is not just a bunch of amateurs as well. So you get to work with me, but you also get to work with other people that have been trading for like 5, 6, 10, 12, 15 years. And get to interact with them. We do a lot of group work stuff, so it's very supportive. I think it's very supportive, just intellectually. Okay. Okay, cool. The other way, hang on. So the other way, this is me logged in. If you didn't take the one-time offer, there's a couple other ways to do it. It's in here, unlock live training, or down in here, you try to get in and it looks like it's locked. So you can unlock it here, okay? Okay, see? So look at all these other videos. All the videos from January, February, March. So by the way, when COVID came out, instead of doing it weekly, I did it daily for about 5 months, I think. So there's more than 100 videos to get caught up here. Okay. All right, so the first thing I always have to do is remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not. Of course, you can go live screen, right? Results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long-term endeavor. Parts of this candle is this. Front run the London boys. So anyways, that gives you an idea. What do you think? Do you like the shorter hair better than the beard? Look at the short hair and the beard. It's pretty funny. That's my COVID cut. COVID cut. COVID cut. Yeah, thank you, Maida. Yeah, that was a lot of work and a lot of energy, but what a good time to do that, huh? So that was my response to COVID, guys. So I don't know how you judge a human, but I dropped the value. I dropped the price of the courses by almost 80% because I realized people were going to be stuck in their homes, stuck in their apartments, and I heard like that watch time of Netflix went through the roof. People were watching 8 hours a day of Netflix, sometimes more. And I'm like, oh my God, that's how people invest their time. So I dropped the value, the price of the courses, and then I increased the amount of live time by 400%. So I dropped prices by 80% and increased my commitment by 400%. Right? So there you go. Master Trader, yeah, I don't remember. So if there's one missing, yeah, let me know. All right. So anyways, there's Rand. Okay. So what could we do here? Are you going to be a seller? What's the next move if you're using technical analysis? Sure, I'll look at Bitcoin. Let me do exotics first, huh? Then we'll do Bitcoin. Is that right, Jim? So, Jim, you're in the swing trading group in that one, right? I need to transition everyone over from that to just having one site. So anyways, this is the general procedure. Prince, you can sell euro dollar 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So you should be able to. There's nothing preventing you. Okay. So one way to measure this is if you see it, if it's breaking down, you measure it. Okay. and you don't know where it's going to stop falling or pause from falling. That's what you have to do next, but you know that this is currently what you're planning out. Now, if you're heading all the way down to the bottom today, then your entry zone is going to move, and then you would use that. But even if that were true, there's probably going to be a little pullback first. But the target for today is way down here. Okay? And tomorrow's target is currently here because not a lot's happened so far. Now, this chart I'm set for bearishness only. Okay? And you can see the market and the price are bearish. So your choice would be, do you sell here? I don't know. Do you sell here? I don't know. Do you sell here? I don't know. Do you sell here? Okay. Do you sell here? Do you sell here? Do you sell here? Do you sell here? Okay. That's what you do every day. Do you sell here? Do you sell here? Do you sell here? Okay. So you can see, for example, in this period, does this look like a good sell? No. Does this look like a good sell? No. Does this look like a good sell? No. But at some point, it does. Okay? And what you'll see is over time, you'll get better at analyzing these turns. This is an old man easing into a hot bath. But there may be other reasons for that that might be helpful. So for example, oh no, I don't want that. Okay. Would it be helpful to know, let's actually, before I do that, let me go 4 hour, 1 hour, just to double check. Would it be helpful to know that this is the exact price for selling in October, and this is the exact price that you knew at the end of September would be the likely sell? And put together, this is your sell zone. Would that be helpful to you to know that in advance? And if so, would that impact your ability or your desire to actually sell this pair, since it's the only thing you're allowed to do, either sell it or not sell it? Yes, FT9. In fact, I recommend it. FT9 says, can I day trade as a bull if I am a weekly swing bear? Yes. And I wouldn't say weekly swing bear. I'd say monthly swing bear. So I want you to be long-term bearish, but yes, you can be short-term bullish. But not in your first or second year. Okay? When you're killing it doing one strategy, so I want you to master something. When you've mastered, let's say your position trading or your carry trading or whatever the reason behind it, but you just hate waiting 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks for trades to set up. You love the fact that you can be in them for 8, 9, 10, 12 weeks, but then the 5 weeks you have to wait is just a killer, especially when you see it coming. Well, when you get to that point where you have that kind of patience, that kind of discipline, and you understand things like seasonality and changes in policies and stuff, yeah, then for sure. Typically what happens, though, is someone tries to do it in their first year and they barely know how to do one thing, so they try to do everything. I'd rather you, instead of you try everything, try to master one thing and then add a second thing and then add a second thing. Okay? But guys, is it helpful to know that in this period where we had consolidation, that was our likely October sell zone? And that this right here was the most important selling pivot we have. It's the most important selling pivot we have. It's screaming sell zone. And by the way, do you think the psychological level of 20.0000 also was influential? It's not just a random number. Thank you, guys. I'll take a look at it. Okay. No one's answering this question. Nobody cares about this? I should just move on? Yeah, here says it's textbook. Yeah. On how to trade Asia? Okay. Actually took it at the central. All right. So this is the breakout pullback trade. Okay. Cool. This is where it was supposed to hold. So there's a little bit of nervousness, right? It's supposed to be doing this. But now we have to tiptoe back in. That's all. Okay. No, it's not, Jim. It's not. You're fine. All right. So anyways, so you guys are just crushing all of that, I guess, huh? You're crushing it. You got it. All right, so I guess we'll do some commodities, gold, oil, and Bitcoin. What do you stink? Smell like a plan? I need another coffee. Be right back. Coffee break. Union rules. Just looking out the window, it's amazing how much the sun has shifted. Winter is on its way. Okay now. So, if we go back to all of this, I'm sure you remember, but let's go back what we did in the past, predicting the future. Okay. What we have here is failure to communicate. What we have here is bullish plan A, bullish plan B. Okay? We're on a daily chart, so I did this 10 days ago. Okay? Yeah, Guns N' Roses. I can't play it on my guitar because this string here sounds bad. Let's see. So I'm not gonna play it. Do 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 do. It's broken. It's broken. Huh? He's broken. So Barry's on this already making money. Very good. Okay. So we are not on the free and clear plan, but right, meaning we're just starting to breach this. Okay. Current target is 2050. $2,050. Well, and the other thing, okay, these are the targets. Okay, that's the red means down, right, CJ? Green means up, right? So bears, okay, this is a bearish exit. And this is a bullish exit. So in my book, CJ, I call them pivot profit zones. They're not necessarily an entry, but they're definitely an exit. Actually, these are market biased pivots. This is market, not price. Okay. So if you like my chart templates and all these tools, guys, metatraders.com. Yeah, Shug, that's true. China Marine, yeah, that's true. Okay. So anyway, so what we're predicting here, CJ, is if you're a bull. Now, these don't make you bullish or bearish. Remember, they only analyze the market. So if you were a bull, and you can see I have this outlined hardcore as a bull, and I've already analyzed it this way, and here's plan B. So for the month of October, way back in September, or around the 20th of September, I said this is our plan. And if that doesn't work, we don't do anything till we get down to 1764 and a half. And then we look for a trade like this. So we're talking 10 days in advance. That's all right, Meta. Yeah, you'll know my price ones because they're almost always sloped. Okay. When I day trade, it goes as planned. Should I target weekly? Yeah. Yeah, that's called, you're adding them. See, what's happening if your day trades are working because your swing trades are working. Okay? And they should all be the same thing. Same thing like market open trades should work if your day trades are working. Okay? Right? So typically you get like, here's New York, here's Asia, here's London, here's New York, here's Asia, here's London, here's New York, here's Asia, right? So even intraday trading should all work. All right. So anyways, we are under threat sort of in this area. Now you might say because of that trend line, but I know that bears want to sell this at $1,938.23.5. And 10 days ago, I told you that. What do you think? What do you think? When we were down here, up to $1,938.23.5, then there'll be a pullback to 1,900. It's actually 1,899, and then we're going to take it north, maybe as high as $2,052.03. Okay, what do you think? So now the question is, what about the day trades on it, right? And that's where you can go into a smaller time frame. Okay. Do you see any trades in here that are plausible as a day trader? Okay. Okay. So we suggested that this was our area that we were looking for a bullish reversal from the market heading down to a market heading up. Is there a point on this chart that you see it? Are they perfect little trades? There's rarely perfect little trades. But you have to understand what they mean. Okay? What they mean is you would have bought it in here. You would have bought it in here. You would have bought it in here. And tomorrow you're thinking about buying it here. Okay? What does it also mean? If you bought here, your stop is probably down here. If you bought again in here, your stop is probably here. Or you just left it. If you bought it here, your stop's probably about here. So now you can move all these, right? If you bought it again, your stop would be, oh, that might have actually knocked you out. If you bought it in here, your stop's probably in here. So these are all individual trades, okay? And now you're thinking this tomorrow and your stop's likely to here, because if you've gone through the day trading course, the swing trading course, all that kind of stuff, you know where to put your stop. It's not even a question. It's, you know exactly where to put it. I think we talked about that yesterday, didn't we? So anyways, here's your double bottom that you were expecting while it was falling. And you said, well, if I get a double bottom here, then I'm going to buy the pullback. And then I'm going to buy the pullback. And then I'm going to buy the pullback. And then I'm going to buy the pullback. You see that? And most people miss all of this because they didn't make the decision as it was falling to say that they think it will be, that it will turn up, and nor were they analyzing their charts to anticipate where the turn would technically likely occur. Remember, this was just plan A. I have a plan B too. Okay? And then once they got it, because they were so focused, they can recognize that it's happened, and now they're following through with simple little day trades. So the question was like, day trading, if your day trades are working, should you go for your weekly target? Well, your day trades are working because your weekly target. So where is this going? Should you be making, like, I know this is gold, but very often you'll see that amateur traders, what happens is they get this right, so they buy it here even though it may be the wrong time, and then they exit here because they got 50 pips. And they never realize that their trades are actually worth 300 pips. But they're so happy with the 50. They're just so unbelievably happy with the 50. They don't know they're actually throwing away more than they're paying themselves. So ideally, going back to the question about day trading versus swing trading, what ultimately I want for you is, let's say there's a monthly trade in here. So you got a monthly trade. And then here's the weekly trade. And then inside of that, you got your day trade, day trade, day trade, day trade, day trade. Okay? And of course, if you're intraday trading, there could be 2 or 3 trades you're doing every day. But at the very least, you got your big trade, your medium trade, and all your 5 small trades. And now most of you, day trades are big trades. Now I'm trying to suggest that you got all these trades working for you. And what happens is now you've built a position. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, that's what you're doing on building a position. Okay? The tricky part of this is moving the stop. Okay? If you're a carry trader, you move your stop to -3, right? Let's say this was a carry trade for whatever reason, and you move your stop to -3, and now you never touch it ever. In a different scenario, you're moving your stops with each other. With each other, sisters, brothers, one train, but they're not the same. Right? That you move some of these, and this is never easy. Sometimes what I try to do is move my stop to -3 on a day trade and just let it run until I can adjust it based on weekly. So you might end up having like 3 trades caught up on a weekly, and your monthly caught up on a weekly, and your weekly on a weekly, and you got all these stops here, and meanwhile it's doing this, and then doing this, and then doing this. Okay? Are you trading better, or do you trade the same? Does it make it easier on you now? We all trade the same. Answer, so we never exit. Well, you extend beyond your weekly, so your question is, do your days fit in your week? Well, your week should fit in your month. And then over time on, when you get to understand seasonality, you you may be able to hang on even longer than that. Okay? Even longer. Like, instead of 1 month, 3-4 months. Yeah. Recently, you mean my Lira trade? Yeah, that one I hung on for 10 months, but that's not the record. That was just in the last couple of years. But anyways, okay. But most people are struggling to do the basic work, right? Most people are struggling to do the basic work. But it's within their capability. That's all. I know everyone can do this. Okay? I hope that if I do anything, I simplify it so that you do see that you can do this. I don't like complicated tools and methodologies. To me, like, really, it's price action and pivot points. Now, you see multiple pivot points here, but that's only because I'm diving in, right? But it's not complicated compared to maybe some other types of trading strategies, right? Okay. Jim says they don't really understand the importance. I think they do, but there's a process to get there. Okay? Right? I don't think understanding is what's holding people back. So it's just a process that it's how the human mind works. Okay? That's all. That's how I look at it. XRP. ZERP. Oh, that one. Oh, look, we caught that one nice. Went a little lower, but not much. Cool. You see. All right. Bitcoin was the next one. Okay, and we're just stuck. No, there isn't one because it's no, there isn't one. So we're just stuck. That's all. I have nothing more to add to this. Okay. If you see this, I could drag it across, and if you see this, I would drag it across. But there's nothing to add. Nothing's changed. This one. So this is our oil. So I'm finally getting oil to do what I wanted, but this is what I wanted it to move last week. So for me to catch this train, I need that. But this is important. Now, one of the things that's going on here is, did you guys look at the Saudi Arabian budget? The Saudi budget? I guess we'll just, it looks like South Africa, right? So, Saudi budget. This was released, was it Friday of last week or Monday? Does anybody remember when the Saudi national budget was released? Was it Friday? No, the peso video is not seasonality. That's flow. Does anyone remember? Did anyone pay attention to this? If you want me to tell you, type in a question mark. By the way, who sets oil prices? You think the kingdom is influential on what a barrel of oil is going to cost? Yeah, but they run OPEC. Let's be honest. Cool. So, you do these things for fun, right? What? They talk about macroeconomics and give you a vision for the future? Really? Would anybody like this? Should I paste should I paste it in the chat so you guys can read it? I don't know. This one's 24 pages. Remember, when you're in college, you have to read like 150 pages a day. This would be just one of 3 things you'd read in a day, for sure. Maybe more. Do you want me to paste it for you? Or you got this? So you're going to read? Are you going to read about the global macroeconomics? For example, here's their revenue this year. What are they expecting next year? What do they tell us here? What are they telling us here? $833 this year, $839 next year. What are they telling us? Yeah. There's a lot more details in here, but let me give it to you straight. Let me give it to you gently. You tell my mom and dad. Break it to them gently when you tell my mom and dad. I thought it actually said it somewhere. I don't remember. I look at this and I get tired. I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. They somewhere are budgeting on, doesn't say. I'm looking at it pretty quickly. They are budgeting on, wait for it. I'm not going to find it, am I? Okay, let's see if this is it. Oil prices. The oil price, which has remained volatile due to the trade war period last year. Furthermore, OPEC has cut its 2019 oil demand growth projection by 4%, according to the General Authority of Statistics. The real GDP. Wait, I missed one. It's close. It must be in here. And it's somewhere in here. So anyway, so oil was $80 a barrel, then it dropped to $60 a barrel, and then it, you know, the trade war really crushed it. Where does it say? Anyways, you're going to have to do your own homework if you want. But let me just tell you, this new budget, the 2021 budget, is based on $50 a barrel. What are the chances that Saudi Arabia makes oil be worth $50 a barrel? And remember, WTI is American oil. So we're talking Brent. So I don't know if that's related or not. Break it to them gently. Yeah, I don't know where I got it. I'm trying to source it properly. Long story short, 2020, 2019, all sort of bad years. But their forecast is based on global macro improvements in 2021, which would then create a recovery in oil prices. You see that? So yeah, here's is they could do that by slowing oil production, but really we have to draw down the inventory. So I've already gone through this again in my Thursday group. We've already gone through the EIA, the IEA, and OPEC websites looking at inventory levels relative to historic inventory levels as a leading indicator for the normalization of supply and the potential increase in demand, of which this analysis would indicate rising prices. Okay, slowing the production down isn't enough. So, for example, the United States could just produce more, except the trade war shut down a bunch of oil rigs. So one of the other things we were doing is following the rig count. So the EIA, IEA, by the way, historic levels, not just current versus historic, OPEC, and then you could do the rig count as well. This is all the stuff that we do in the live group. Pretty amazing, huh? Okay. The United States, we've shut down almost 600 oil rigs. Canada shut down 70, and the rest of the world shut down 400. So we're like almost 1,200 rigs have been shut down in the last 12 months. Oh, snap. What's up, Ross? Okay. So anyways, cool, right? Cool beans. So that's Brent. Let's do the WTI. My oh my, WTI. Okay. Everything here is set for long. Everything, buyer above $38.78. So we're back on the up. So there's my plan for later today or tomorrow. Okay, we just broke $40 a barrel. Okay, change of direction is what we're measuring here. Okay, change of direction. Long-term trend is this way. Shorter term trend is this way. Why do I care about that? Because I want up. I don't want down. Okay, line in the sand. We call this technical analysis. So now my interpretation of all this data, because that's all it is data, is that I'm going to treat it like support. Okay, support and breakout eventually, right? So if I can buy a pullback to 40, I'm going to drive it up to 43 bucks. And that's equivalent to 300 pips, except you can do it in a day. See, one contract is $1,000 per dollar. So one contract down here at 40 is $3,000 profit at 43. One mini, right? One mini would be 300 bucks. Whoa, 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 whoa. So we started at Swiss franc, didn't we? That's where we started this day. And so this one is sort of the odd one in the mud, and I want to keep it above here. And I'll just let it do its thing. Okay, I'll let it do its thing. Okay. And if this dog with fleas is going to turn out to be worth anything, let me set this up. Then it's going to go, the conservative target is 123.69. The aggressive target is 125.28. So what do you want to call it? So it's basically 124 to 125. And we're at 118.5. I'm in at 18. I'm in at 18, going for 25. Oh, but you can see this is a dog with fleas. So whatever. Whatever, can't lose money, and that's the most important thing. Sometimes you just got to take a shot. The number one concern is, can you get this profitable without losing money? Yeah, these are monthly. Yeah. So you can see nothing's happened all year, but I'm closer to support than resistance. So if we get, if I can survive this, okay, realistically, we would expect this to just kind of fart around here, right? So I'm in a range and I bought its support. Nothing. But the thing is, I was challenging my Thursday group to look at things differently and analyze multiple time frames together on something that they don't watch all the time. So we have a bias of up, but not a conviction for up. You see the difference? Cool. How do you feel? How do you guys feel? Yep. Jim says he feels great. Good. What's up, Linda? Grumpy. We know Grumpy. Grumpy's happy. Yeah, Jim doesn't like the Swissy pairs. Yeah, you don't have to like it. You only have to analyze it, right? Yeah, that's right. Gary says Swissy has been the odd one out for quite some time. Yeah, I agree with that. Random is content. That's a good one. Gary's feeling great. On says need to do more homework. That's honest. Is anyone having? Does anyone feel like they're having sort of a breakthrough, like things? You're feeling like you're starting to get it. Things are starting to click, or even if they're not, you've never felt more sure of your capability that you can do it. Yeah, cash is headline risk for on the pound. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Jim says feeling better right. Johnny says I have totally since finishing your classes and being in the live group. Right on, Johnny. And Johnny, do you like doing the group work? I mean, right? It's a whole new thing for you. Random says every day now since you've altered your vantage point. That's the whole point, isn't it? Gary's getting it now, especially since COVID. Yeah, Gary, you've put in a lot of time, and you're finding quite the success, which is, exciting. Joshua, yes, many things are starting to make sense. Yeah. Jean-Guy starting to put more work. Yeah. Highlander been problem. No kidding, Highlander. That is killer awesome. Congratulations. That's a lot of wheatgrass. Johnny says, I do. Missed it on Thursday. Oh, yeah, opens your mind. Yeah, very cool. On's, I'm fine. Yeah, On, you're asking really good questions, so I can see it. So On's feeling that I'm getting somewhere finally. Very cool. Jean-Guy says, very helpful. The group work is great. Right on. Gary, since our daily. Yeah, very cool. Maida's love being in the swing trading group. Cool. Highlander's like, it's true. I mean, I've known you a long time, Highlander, so I know you're putting a lot of effort into it. And so I'm glad. I'm glad you're finally finding it, right? Manuel's feeling confident after watching most of the videos and buying the pivots and stuff, right? Ahmed made 1,000 pips this week on pound yen. Awesome, dude. Awesome. That's cool. Yeah. It's amazing once you fully understand and believe the importance of letting your winners run. It's so important, but we get so caught up on picking up pennies, mostly because we're afraid of losing money. So we're so happy to make anything that you don't realize that your 30 pip trade is worth 300 or more. And you just never know the true value of your trading because you never let it run. So once you make that connection, right, Ahmed? Right, all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, this is the way. Kishore, after joining FX Bootcamp, you're finally getting your feet wet in the world of Forex. You're totally lost before. I'm surprised by that because you're very astute and you ask very good questions, so I'm surprised that you were lost before. It feels like you had a lot with you, so it's good then that you're. Maybe it's your newfound confidence, or maybe you're just a good speaker, because I wouldn't have guessed that. I wouldn't have guessed that you were totally lost before. It feels like you're bringing a lot to the table. Yeah, well, Highlander, that's the way to do it, right? Highlander took a part-time census job to build the trading account. That's the way you do it. You got to be your own client. Because the thing is, you're not allowed to spend your own money. Sophie says every day it's becoming more and more clear. Yeah, well, again, you put a lot of effort into it, right? Johnny's like, I've become profitable for the first time with it. Right on. I was always flat. Win and then lose, win and lose. Yeah, well, we've all been there. I mean, at least the win and lose, that ends up being break even, right? Which is actually a pretty good place to start. I remember in the early days when I still had a JOB, one of my first levels of success was it was taking me longer to lose money. I'm like, oh my God, it took me like 3 weeks to lose $1,000. It used to take me 1 week to lose $1,000. And I'm like, I'm getting better. It took longer to lose the 1,000, right? And then at some point you get to, I haven't lost money for 3 months straight, but I haven't made any money either, right? You got to you got to just keep pushing. You got to keep pushing, right? But I do remember that period of just like, oh my God, it took me 3 weeks to lose this money. I'm getting better. So like my book, which I know is two things about my book. One, it's the worst book ever written. And two, it's just like every other book is what people leave on Amazon.com. But I believe the book opens up where I say, when I first started trading Forex, I sucked. But after years and years and years of hard work, right, I began to suck less. I'm like, really? Everyone writes books like that? Really? I'm like, really? Huh. All right, guys. Yeah, Barry was break even for a year. I mean, but that's a good place to be. I mean, right? You're learning. I mean, it can be. Of course, it could lead to. Now I'm double backing on that because often what people do is they end up trading less to prevent the losses, and therefore you get stuck at break even because you're not actually doing enough trades. So I suppose it all depends, right? It all depends. Because for one person it could be 9 decent trades in a row and the 10th one is a big loss, or something like that. Well, that needs to be fixed. There might be 5 or 6 different ways to be break even and different strategies to get beyond that. But we know in like the day trading course, I start out with the universal truths, right? What do we know to be factual? Or at least what do we believe to be factual? Things like, you have to let your winners run so that the winners are significantly larger than your losers. We know that, right? We know that. We know you must buy low and sell high. We know these to be universal truths of trading. And yet, often enough, we don't do it, right? So we got to focus on that. One of them is, honestly, letting your winners run. Because it fixes so many other problems. It fixes so many other problems. Okay. So anyways, well, thank you for being a part of the Forex.Today community. Thank you for being a client of Trader's Way. If you are not a client at the moment, at least visit the website and fill out a demo. Okay. I don't know who that is. Barry? Who's that? And there's resources in the links below. Also, if you're interested in the videos and the live group and stuff that meet on Wednesday, all those links are in the video, under the video recording, the chart templates, the links in the video recording, all that kind of stuff. So cool. And thank you for being part of the Forex.Today community. It's a couple of hours a day where I can, volunteer my time to make a difference. And so I'm glad to see that you're starting to find the strength and confidence that you need to find your success. Well, yeah, right. The dreamer idea, they're good to have, and it's a good place to be but there needs to be more than vision, right? Oh, well, Barry, then I guess not. We need more than vision. There's also like this nice person scenario that some people believe in. And there are a lot of very successful people that are just not like nice people. So like you don't have to be positive. You don't have to be a positive, nice person, although I'd prefer you are. But it's not a prerequisite to success, right? So what we need to do is turn your vision into some sort of belief. Hopefully there's a belief. But for a lot of people, especially in the beginning, it's this, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. And you get this sort of, that's okay to have, but it's not enough. Right? Right? Successful people are well educated. Well, and I said this before, and I don't remember where I said this, but okay. So this degree here, okay, and the other one's in the mail. What does it mean? Does it mean I'm smart? Maybe. You can't be an idiot and get that. But what does it mean? I spent years and years and years doing very difficult, challenging stuff, but not too difficult, not too challenging, just heavy amounts of workload for years and years and years and years. So what does it mean? I have fortitude, I have drive, I have focus, and I'm willing to make sacrifices. And I think that's what's most important. So you can have a vision, and that's cool. But you have to have more than that. You have to do the work. And when I signed up to do the Harvard gig, remember, it was a 4-year gig I signed up for. And I remember like it was yesterday when I told the FX Bootcamp community, I said, hey, look, I'm signing up for something that's going to take 80 hours a week for 4 years. I'm going to have to move to campus away from my wife and children every summer for 4 summers. 100 hours a week, months and months and months away from my wife and my children. So there's massive sacrifice. Harvard ain't cheap, by the way, especially when you're living there in the summers. Like time and money and sacrifice and pain and suffering for years. And then I said, this is what I'm asking you to do as well. That's all. Now I'm doing this to be a role model for my children, but maybe you can associate what I'm doing as being a role model for yourself. I'm only asking you to put lots and lots and lots and lots of time and put significant amounts of money into this education process. And on top of that, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot. Vacations and barbecues with your buddies and all these different things. But I'm not asking you to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. And I hope you see that. And now, by the way, that's over. It's over. It was only 4 years. Okay, that's it. That's it. I can give you a list. I think I took 40 classes at Harvard. Amazing. It's ridiculous. But that's all I ask of you. That's all I ask for myself. And so I hope that now that I've gone through it and it's done. Drop the mic, done. A student, by the way. That I hope that you can see yourself, that you can go through the sacrifice, the pain and investment of time and money and sacrifice of pleasure and enjoyment and friendships even. That you're willing to do all of that, put all of that on the line. But in 4 years from now, you could be in a radically different place. Right? I know you can do this. I know you can do this. I know you got this. And let me tell you, since I've been doing now Forex for almost 20 years, it's worth it. It's worth it. Okay? It's really worth it. You can do this. You should do this. And it's worth all that investment. So I hope you do it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. Cheers.